Everybody is very scared of a dangerous overfitting monster. But who is that dangerous overfitting monster, and why it is so dangerous? So basically we're gonna see that in the few minutes. This is the famous dataset. It's auto data. It's publicly available data thanks to the guys from the introduction to statistical learning, and the professors of the university had made this the data set available for learning purposes and so on. So basically what we have here, we have the different variables starting from the MPG, that the variable that we want now, that we want to predict, cylinders, displacement, horsepower, and so on and so forth. And let me show you the correlation matrix of this. This is the correlation matrix between this data. You see the MPG is the how much the fuel the car is consuming, and there are other features and how these features are correlated with the consumption of the um, of the gallons of the fuel per mile. Yeah, and as you see, the correlation is quite it's quite I'll say that it's quite obvious. There's a strong correlation, so it's a linear relation between the variables. And what I want to show you, the danger of the overfitting. So I'm not gonna talk about what I did before because I'm about to create the Udemy course about that. So I'm gonna announce that when it's ready, so you can get from the Udemy the whole course. What I will mention now is the polynomial model. I have observed that our data is not linear. It's not linear. So that's why what I did, I plotted my data for the degrees, and then I ran the polynomial model. On the polynomial model, as you see here, we have different degrees. Degree 1 is the linear relationship. Degree 2, 4, 5. As you see, more degrees are rising, the more we have the shape which is going through by visiting each of the points. For instance, if we added the 10th degree of the polynomial, let's do it black color, so we can easily distinguish that line. What you're gonna see here, it's getting the shape of all the points on the scatter plot. And here we are gonna talk. Here we are starting to talk about the overfitting issue. The overfitting issue when your model is mimicking too much your your data. So, and why it's problem? You might say, why it's problem actually? So let's say, imagine that we are getting the let's do first with the degree 1. It's gonna be the linear regression. We are running the normal regression, and we're gonna have the only 10 coefficients. So what we're doing here, we're just dividing train and test, but for now we don't need that. I will show you later as a comparison why we need that. And then we are running our model, and we are seeing the summary, and we see that it's 82 of the adjusted r squared, and we have only 9 um, 9 variables, And when we go to see what's the training, the mean square error, is the goodness of our model, the how the quality of our model. In the training data set, we are gonna see it's 3.21, and the meanwhile, if we are gonna do for the test data set, we see the it's almost the same, all right? But that was for the first one, this straight line. And when we are going to increase our degree, let's say in the second degree, and go and do the same for the second degree, we have more variables here because it's a polynomial um, regression, so it's getting the degrees of the second degree for each variable, and it's adding the constants and so on and so forth. We see that it's getting better. So the huge difference between the before and now it's 90. Before it was 82, barely 80. Um, and here in the training dataset, we are gonna see uh, it got better. In the testing, it got better too. But now we will say, like, if we are gonna increase it, why we are gonna bother ourselves about picking the degree? Let's do the highest degree. Let's do the sixth degree. Since it's the results are getting better, why we have to care about the rest? Now we're gonna run this model again. We're gonna have a lot, like 4,000 uh, of the variables, and at the end, oh my god, at the end, 99 adjusted r squared. 99 means the 99 percent of the of your interest variable is explained by your exogenous variables. So is it a good thing? It might sound nice, but it's not as nice as it seems to be. Like on the training data set, we see 0, 45, 41. It's nice, it's cool. Why not? But when we go to the test, here the scary thing is happening. Here the scary thing is happening. So we see a huge number of the r squared, the root of the mean square error. So this is the real danger of the overfitting. So our data is overfitted. We have the 199 of the adjusted r square, but when we go to the production and we're gonna use the test data set, we're gonna see the real difference. So that's why um, we need to have an eye on the overfitting, and we need to try to get the overfitting issue under control always. So in our case, like the book introduction to the statistical learning says that the best degree of freedom that you should choose for your polynomial model is the 3 or 4. Otherwise, you're risking to overfit your data. So I hope it was useful for you. And if you have some questions about this, you can freely ask your questions without hesitation. So I'm gonna try to help you, and see you next time. Bye.